That's nice. We, That's nice. I think, and we're thrilled. Everybody here on our show is thrilled that you could be here, and actually, it's a nice honor. I guess it was just a few weeks ago. I think TV Guide called Barney Fife. I think you're in the top 10 performers, characters in television of all time. Mm-hmm. That's got to feel good.
Thank you.
It's got to feel good. The question I had was I don't really know much about you personally. Are you Barney Fife? Are there, is
Oh,
that?
I hope not.
You don't want to be Barney Fife.
Well, there's a little Barney in me, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's got to be some. I mean, who did you base him on? Did you base him on somebody that you knew?
No, I really didn't. No. In the beginning, the writers, wrote the character, and then we embellished it as we went along and developed it over the weeks.
I think you made being nervous funnier than any other performer I've ever seen. Did you know? I mean, did you know any nervous people when you were coming along?
Actually, that came from I saw a guy at a luncheon giving a speech, and he was that nervous. I mean, he was spilling water all over himself, and then I dreamed a monologue about a nervous guy, and I got up and wrote the rest of the monologue and did it on the Tonight Show.
And you thought, this is something I can use somewhere.
Yeah. You developed later into Barney Fife.
You met Andy Griffith because of this building, is that right?
Yeah.
This building, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, famous broadcasting building in New York.
Well, it's kind of a long story. There used to be a drugstore down here called Cromwell's where all the actors hung out. I was in there one day and somebody said, you should go down and see Morris Evans. They're putting a play on Broadway called No Time for Sergeants.
Right.
So I ran out here and went down to see Morris Evans, and I got a reading in the thing and got a part in the play, and the play starred Andy Griffith. And that's how we became friends.
And the Andy Griffith Show actually, I think, went on the air. It was on the air for a while. They didn't have...
Well, it wasn't on the air, but they did a spin-off.
Right, off the Danny Thomas Show.
Yeah, and I saw that. And he didn't have, I called him up and I said, you need a deputy.
Good thinking. That was smart. The other character, I think there was a whole other generation that got to know you in the late 70s, Mr. Furley from Three's Company.
Ralph Furley. Oh, there you go. Now we're getting into the age group here.
There we go, yeah. No, but it was what was so fun about that was when your character would hear sexual innuendo and get so nervous and upset.
Yeah.
I would that was just I would love seeing that. They would get in nice and tight on you. Can you give us a little of that? Is that?
Well, I could do a take like he used to do. You'd have to make me think you were gay or something.
Not a problem. Well, let's say I'll have a conversation with Andy, and you can misunderstand,
right.
okay? Andy, it was so great staying over your place last night. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
Fantastic.
Yeah, how are you like how my pajamas fit?
Your pajamas fit great, and giving you the... Sorry, I just so enjoy that. You're always hearing it from outside a door. It's become like a cocktail game here. Let's, life is going very well for you, and one thing, you have this book that's coming out, which we'll show in just a minute, but I'm looking at the back, and there's a picture of you with your current girlfriend.
Yes.
What is her name?
Francie.
Let's take a look at this picture. I just think things are... She's beautiful.
Yes, she is.
I want to hang out with you. You're so many stars. What's nice is I think so many big stars today are paying homage to you and saying that you were a huge influence on them. Who's just named some of the big stars that you've heard have said, well, Don Knotts is a huge influence.
Well, Jim Carrey just told me that he loved The Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Right. Okay. That's cool. That's a good guy to have.
Yeah. And Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton.
He loved that movie.
Yeah. I don't know if I see the influence. And do you guys see the influence in Billy Bob Thornton? I'm trying to think. You started, of course, before we go, I want to mention that you started on a show that had a similar format to the show we do here, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
the, which is
Steve
the
Allen
Steve
show.
Allen show. And actually, the Steve Allen show, there was Steve Allen, the host, and he had all these characters,
Yeah.
and you and Louis Nye and Tom Poston, and just these great performers. And when we were putting this show together, we thought that's the format, that's the kind of thing we want to have, is weird, silly characters on the periphery. You must have had a lot of fun on that
Oh,
show.
yeah, we had the kind of thing you do. We had what we called crazy shots, where you just set up crazy things, and
Right.
somebody maybe pumping somebody's arm and water coming out of their ear.
Right. We do that, only filthy versions of that. They're gonna stop us soon. Let me make sure I hold up the book. Barney Fife and Other Characters I Have Known is in bookstores now. And TV Land's gonna air the Andy Griffith Show every night beginning January 1st, which is great because I don't think there's a generation that's come along since the show was made in the 60s that hasn't gotten to really know the program. Mr. Knotts, really a thrill to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
That was great. Stay right there. Don Knotts, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.